Okay, second married at first sight commitment ceremony. Jack has brought Tori some coffee and also a poem that he wrote for her at the gym. It says things like, I like it when Tori makes my bed, and I like the way she puts a grin on my head, and other things that are fit for a grade fiver, but 10 points for trying. Another 10 points for this outfit. I mean, that's a beautiful bib. I don't really understand it, but, whatever works for you. Anyway, over in Lucinda and Timothy's apartment, she reminds him that she felt very uncomfortable last night. And he's like, did ya? And she's like, yeah. She is in deep assessment, and she is deeply assessing in a beautiful fur coat that is really a moment for Lucinda. Surprise, surprise, but Tim and Sarah actually didn't even stay in the same apartment last night. Look, I know that they were yelling at each other at the dinner party, but I didn't think it would be separate apartments. He thinks they're like a Shakespearean tragedy, where they're like star-crossed lovers or some shit. Anyway, Ben and Ellie are up to the couch first, and he blames the pressure of the experiment for being an asshole to Ellie. And then John says to everyone else, well, who else is feeling pressure? And they put their hands up. It's a petty move from John. Then Andrea jumps in, and she's like, actually, I think Ben's quite insecure to be bringing you down like this, Ellie, just saying. And Ben's like, well, fuck you. I'm going to stay anyway, and I'm going to put that I want to have kids in future on this leave card. Stay card, whatever. Anyway, Tori and Jack are up. She tells everyone about the poem, and she decides to stay because he's the calm to her storm or some shit. Anyway, it's now time for Lucinda and Timothy, which is going to be the most exciting part of the night, I can predict. Anyway, Lucinda said, I was really embarrassed last night. Alessandra's like, that's fucked. And then basically Lucinda tells everyone that, she's actually in the assessment phase of whether or not she wants to be with Timothy because he's very fuck you to the world, and that's not really what she's like at all. And she tells everyone that he watches TV and he eats sugar and he doesn't brush his teeth before bed, and he's like, shoot, you're gonna go there? She went there. And yeah, basically he is like, I don't really like putting all my emotions out on the table. I've got more baggage than Qantas. And she's like, let's unpack it. I'm happy to, like, I'm not going to run away. Let's bless this mess. And then she does stay in some Dr. Seuss reference. I'll put it on my list of things to interpret later. Then Cassandra and Tristan get up, and honestly, they're up there for like 5 whole seconds because obviously they're so nice and boring. And therefore, when Tristan says, I love you, Cass, no one really registers it because it's like a friendship zone thing. Jaden and Eden are up next, and they're like really happy and like each other. And that's surprising given everything that went down during Confessions Week. Anyway, Lauren and John are up next, and Lauren says, I've called him things like too nice and robotic and boring. He's like, oh, fuck, boring's a new one. I didn't know about that. But anyway, she's like, that makes him feel like shit. And then John Aiken is like, why would you want to make him feel like shit? And she's like, yeah, that's a really good call. I don't know why I'd want to make him feel like shit. I should stop making him feel like shit because I don't want to lose this nice man. Anyway, next up is Andrea and Dickie, aka Richard, and they just talk about like how much sex they're having. Basically, everything's going well for them, nothing new to report here. Now it's Tim and Sarah's turn. Now, Tim and Sarah had a yelling match last night, but Sarah seems to forget the fact that she actually yelled at Tim. It's a bit of a hypocritical thing to go off at him for yelling at you when you yelled at him. And then Cassandra's like, hold on, Tim, are you scared of Sarah? And then Sarah's like, are you insinuating that he's scared of me? And then Tim's like, well, I guess that I do sort of try to avoid conflict where possible, and I'm a bit hesitant there. And then Cassandra's face is all like, yeah, fuck, looks like I'm right, hey? And then basically Sarah is told to put in a little bit of effort and be a little bit warmer this week. And, I don't think it's too much to ask, and neither does she apparently, because she wrote stay. Anyway, subscribe if you like this, comment if you like this. Thank you so much. Bye.